my name is Nicole Physico. I am the creator and managing director of Face Addiction Skincare, and we are here for our fourth and final video in our training series, which is going to cover off our professional treatments. So in the last video, which we covered our elixirs, our serums, our exfoliants, and our masks, we sort of just touched on a little bit the fact that, you know, when you get to your treatments, you can begin to blend some products together in order to create more of a custom experience for your customer, your custom experience and result for your customers, as well as you know, keep it interesting for yourself as well. We've talked several times throughout our videos about how we try to keep our line compact, and by utilizing the products that we've created in our elixirs and our masks and some of our serums, what we can do is we can blend them together in order to sort of boost the effect of the products that are already present, rather than creating brand new products. So let's start with that. Let's start with the blending combinations, and then we're going to talk about our Restore Enzyme Peel, and we'll talk about our Enliven Geothermal Mask, and that will wrap up our training session. So as we know, just as a quick review, we have two masks. So we have our Clarity Mask and we have our Hydrate Mask. We also have three elixirs. We have our Diffuse Elixir, our Remedy Elixir, and our Protect Elixir. And then we also have our Illuminate Serum, which can kind of work into this mix as well. Something I didn't mention in our other videos, but I will mention here, is with our Enliven Oil, you can use it in some of the blending combinations. However, the Enliven Oil is more expensive per cost, like per treatment, than the elixirs. So if you are going to take the elixir out and use it in back bar, just make sure that you're including some kind of surcharge for that. So it may be an additional, you know, $5 to have the Enliven Oil used in the blends, or whatever you think is sufficient. But just as a side note, so you can include that in your mixing mask blending combinations, but please make sure that you're charging correctly for that. Okay, so we know our Hydrate Mask is wonderful for calming, soothing, sensitive skin, also very deeply conditioning and hydrating for the skin. So we can use this mask, again, as I said, try it all on its own at first, because it is such a great product that, you know, you don't have to blend. Using it all on its own, you're going to get a great result. However, if you want a boosted result, or, you know, be able to say, okay, we need something for hypersensitive rosacea skin, then that's when you can start blending. So our first mask combination is for sensitive, hypersensitive, and you'll have this page. I've printed it off to show here, but this page is in the training manual, so you will have that there as sort of a guide. So one of my favorite mask combinations is just Hydrate Mask with Diffuse Elixir. So you can put that in, you know, probably 3 or 4 pumps into your Hydrate Mask and blend that. You can use a little bowl. To be honest, I really just use the top of my hand and kind of mix it with the mask brush and then go right to it. And because the mask is so nice and thick, it's not going to become runny even with the elixir. So you can be generous if you would like, adding the elixir into the mask. So that would be our hypersensitive, rosacea, reactive skin mask. The next one, sticking with the Hydrate Mask, if you have somebody that really is just very dry, dehydrated, or has tired skin and really could just use as much moisture as you could possibly give them, then the Hydrate Mask with the Remedy Elixir would be like your, I guess, you know, anti-aging or mature skin mask. So you blend those two together. If you have someone that's, you know, maybe uneven texture, but also dry and dehydrated, then you could go ahead and put your Enliven Oil in with the Hydrate Mask. But remember, as I said, you may want to upcharge for that. Okay, so for combination skin, cyclical breakout, something sort of like myself, you can go to start looking at the Clarity mask. And with this one, we start to see that we're going to blend the masks together. So you have the Clarity mask with a little bit of the Hydrate mask, and then you can also add your Diffuse Elixir in there as well. And what that's going to do is it's going to give the skin hydration from the Hydrate mask. You're going to be detoxifying with the Clarity mask and helping to sort of even out skin texture, and the Diffuse Elixir is going to sort of be that antibacterial support. So that is really my favorite mask. Then we have for oily or dehydrated, oily and dehydrated, you can do your Clarity, your Hydrate, and your Protect Elixir with the hyaluronic acid in there. That's going to really help to boost the hydration. Problematic with inflammation, we can do the Clarity mask with Diffuse. Pigmentation, we can do the Clarity, the Hydrate with some Illuminate serum. And just for normal skin, if you wanted to do an extra little boost, then you can do Hydrate with Protect. And that will just kind of give it an extra little boost. Okay, so those aren't the only combinations. I mean, really, you have your 3 elixirs, your Enliven Oil, your Illuminate Serum, and your 2 masks. And, you know, go nuts, try different things out. Let me know what you come up with. And if you see a really great success with the blend, I can add it on the sheet. You know, the way we look at it is these are the tools. You are the professional. You know, you have your client in front of you, and you can see, you know, there's obviously many different factors to take into consideration when you're determining a treatment plan. So please have fun with it, and let me know what you come up with, okay? So next we'll talk about our Restore Enzyme Peel. So this peel was designed for oily to problematic skin. However, it's wonderful for all skin types, or if there's just congestion in the skin. So just as almost like a deep exfoliation without going to the acids a couple times a year for combination to normal skin is wonderful as well. So it is a powder. It's a micronized enzyme powder. You can kind of see it in there. And it's based in arrowroot powder. Arrowroot powder is anti-inflammatory. The enzymes in here are pineapple and papaya. We also have a white willow bark extract, which acts like an astringent. It's also antibacterial, and it helps to regulate oil. And rosemary powder, which rosemary as a plant is also antibacterial and kind of tonifying for the skin, acts also like an astringent. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 teaspoons of this powder, put it in a small bowl, and add 1 teaspoon of clear tonic. And you're going to mix that around. It's going to become a very light, thin paste, and it's best applied with a fan mask brush. And you're going to apply it in layers. So, you know, starting just, you know, putting all around the face, then you're going to go back again and layer it on. If you put too much on at once, because it's a thin paste, you may get a little bit of running, and you know, that's not always the most comfortable for your clients. So putting it on, going around the face twice is the perfect thickness. And then you want to activate the mask by applying some moist heat. So whether that be through the steam or whether you use a hot towel, that's up to you. So however you decide. But that's got to stay on for about 5 to 7 minutes. After the 5 to 7 minute mark, you can remove it with gauze. I recommend removing with gauze first, and then finishing either with a hot towel or, you know, however you cleanse, whether it's sponges or whatever. But just make sure that you do get it completely removed from the skin, and then you are going to want to follow with the tonic to skin tight. So that's going to help to soften any congestion in the skin. If there's a lot of extractions that need to happen, it's going to act a little bit like a disincrustation. Okay, so that's our Restore Enzyme Peel, and that's one of our newest products. It was just launched April 2016. Okay. And to our Enliven Geothermal treatment. So this treatment is a hard thermal lift-off mask or molding mask. It comes in a box of 5 treatments, and in the box you'll get 5 of these masks. It's a powder in here. You get one, let me grab this, one Enliven Oil, which is more than enough for 5 treatments. So you want to be generous in the treatment, but this is more than enough. So this is kind of where you'll end up with a little bit left over that you can then put your Enliven into your back bar and use it in other treatments and continue to see revenue generation from this as sort of an upgrade to different custom facials or your essential facial or whatever you call that. You'll also receive in the box 5 of the pre-cut gauze. Okay, so this facial is recommended for oxygenating the tissues, firming the skin, toning the skin, conditioning, very deeply conditioning the skin. It's wonderful for this time of year coming into sort of late winter as we've been experiencing, you know, that dryness. Awesome for after summertime. So a couple times a year is perfect for your regular facial customers to come through and have this facial. Also wonderful before an event if there's a wedding or photo shoot or what have you. This facial really just helps to get the skin into top condition. So you start the treatment, and again, you have your step-by-step in the manual. Let me just grab it here so I can show you. So this is the step-by-step. Okay, so you'll have it there. If for some reason you don't have this document, then again, just let me know. I'm happy to email it over. It does come in digital format. If you do want it in the book, then that can be purchased, but we do try to save on paper where we can, so we prefer not to print them unless you would like to print it, and then that's completely up to you. No worries there. Okay, so the Enliven geothermal treatment, we just start like with every other facial that in Face Addiction. It's a customized service, so whoever you have in front of you, you cleanse, tone, and exfoliate to skin type. So that part is completely up to you. Then the next step is massage with a generous amount of the Enliven oil on the face, neck, and décolleté. This treatment can be done both on the face and on the neck and décolleté. However, one package will only do either the face or the neck and décolleté. So if you're going to be doing the whole area, of course you're going to massage everywhere anyways, but if you're going to do the treatment on the neck, then you're going to need a second pack of mask, and again you're going to need to charge accordingly for that, okay? And also you wouldn't connect the mask, you would kind of leave a little bit of a gap, so it wouldn't be one huge mask from the forehead to the décolleté. You would still do a mask here and then do a second mask here. Okay, so we're going to massage after we cleanse, tone, and exfoliate to type. We're going to massage everywhere: face, neck, décolleté, shoulders, and just the same as we would for any regular facial massage. This treatment could also be done on the bust. So if it is a bust specific treatment, then again you would need another package and a specific consent as well for treating that area. So after you're done your massage, you're going to take your hydrate mask and you're going to apply a thin amount all over the face, kind of just coming below the jawline, and you're going to actually this time go right over the eyebrows, right across the nostrils, and right over the lips. Whatever you have left, you're going to brush into the hairline. So you're just going to take your brush and just kind of brush it back into the hairline. So because this is a hard thermal lift off mask, we just want to make sure that the mask doesn't catch any of the little tiny hairs and then pull them out when we remove the mask. So part of the reason why we go right over the eyebrows as well. Then we want to take some of our Vanish eye serum, a small amount of Vanish, and we're going to put that right around the eyes. Take a gauze or a cotton pad with some soft tonic on it, and we're going to put that right around the eye. So with this, you know how they stretch a little bit. We just want to stretch out the cotton pad or the gauze with the soft tonic so that it fits right over the eyebrow. Okay, so we don't want it like here, so the eyebrow showing. We want it actually covering the whole eyebrow and around the eye area. Okay, so once you have that all set, you've got the hydrate mask on, you've got your Vanish on, you've got your cotton pads with the soft tonic around the eyes covering the eyebrow. Then what we want to do is we want to take our pre-cut gauze and get it open up here. Pre-cut gauze, we're going to wet that with very warm water and then wring it out. You don't want it like dripping wet, you just want it damp. So you're going to wring it out and then, whoops, kind of shake it back open. You want to be gentle with it, not pull it too much. And you're going to lie it and fit it to the face. So, I mean, this obviously is sort of one size fits all. You do have to sort of maneuver a little bit, but the point of the story with applying this is that there's no folds. So you don't want it folded, you don't want it away from the skin. The Hydrate mask will help you to fold it, and because it will be damp, the same as your cotton pad, it will have a little bit of give. So you want to just sort of mold it and sort of gently pull it and lay it flat on the skin, okay? The only place that I sort of have a little bit of trouble where there's a little bit of extra is sort of here across the upper lip. So you just kind of give it a little pinch and lay it off to the side and just make sure that it's all nice and flat and completely covering. So you want to make sure that where the eyes go, there's cotton pad right underneath that there's no skin showing, okay? So once that's on nice and flat, at one point I will also record a video actually doing a live demonstration of this mask. So if for some reason you're watching that and that video isn't up yet, just kind of hang tight and I'm going to try to get that done as soon as possible. Okay, so once you have your gauze on, you're basically ready to go. So you need a rubber bowl. Okay, so you can see this is my trusty rubber bowl. I've had it for years and years and years. So they're about $20 each, but they will last you forever. You take your mask, it's just like a little Ziploc, empty it, and pour it all completely into your bowl. And then you're going to measure 60 mils of hot water. So it doesn't need to be boiling, but it needs to be hot. So the hottest it can come from your tap. When it comes out of, like whatever water comes out of your tap isn't hot, like it's almost kind of hard to hold your hand under it for, 10 seconds, then you may need to boil water and let it kind of just cool off a little bit to use. And the measurements you can see are written right here on the bag as well. So blend with 60 mils of hot water. So what you're going to do is you're going to add 40 mils, so 2/3 of that. So put 2/3 in, you'll have 20 mils left in your little measuring cup. You want to mix it, really get to the bottom of your bowl here, really make sure you get all the powder. And then you're going to add the rest of the 20 mils until you get the perfect consistency. The perfect consistency is like an icing, so it's like a royal icing consistency. It shouldn't drip, and it should be completely smooth. And if you were to take kind of a big chunk of it and hold it to the side, it would all fall down in one bit. It wouldn't run or drip like this. Okay, so once you get it to the right consistency, you need to whip it. So you're going to kind of close your mask, your bowl a little bit, and just give it a little bit of a whip. That helps to activate the mask. Then what you're going to do is you are going to apply it to the face just as if you were icing a cake. So when you ice a cake, you don't take little bits and go like this and like this. You take a big chunk of icing and you spread it out. So that's exactly kind of what we're going to be doing. Now, if you can ask your client to go right over the eyes, it's a lot easier. They are protected, again, with the cotton pads. If they're claustrophobic, that might not be the best idea. However, most people are fine with it. And then, I mean, you can promote it that it is like an eye treatment as well if this mask goes over the eyes. So what you're going to do is take a nice big chunk, start at the chin and smooth it right up, kind of to the forehead. Start on the other side, take a nice big chunk, smooth it up, across the forehead, across the cheek, take a little bit more, across the cheek, down the nose, kind of connect it. Make sure you connect the chin, and then across the upper lip. I always kind of take a little bit, scrape it on the edge, pick it up, and then come across the lip like this, and then you can kind of smooth it out. The idea is you want it thick enough that you don't see any of the gauze underneath, okay? So you're looking at about 1/4 of an inch thick. So just, you have about 2 minutes working time, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's more than enough. It should probably only take 30 to 40 seconds to get it on, and then you have, the rest of the time if you need to kind of fill in any gaps or whatever, but it goes on really, really fast. So once you get it on, don't worry about it looking perfect. I mean, if you need it to look perfect, get it on first before you start fiddling around with it. Once it's on, if you need it to look smooth, then you just wet your fingers just a little bit. You don't want to add more water to the mask, but just damp your fingers a little bit, and you can kind of just go over it and smooth it out just a little bit. But again, you don't want to be messing around too much. Okay, then what's going to happen is the mask is going to begin to heat up. So you will be able to feel that the minerals that are in the mask, which are the sodium chloride and calcium sulfate, they react with the water to create this warming action. So it will warm up and it will cool down. The interesting thing about it is that some clients say that they can feel that it's warm. Some clients say that they feel like it's cool. Even though we can feel the warmth on it, like ourselves, we can feel it right over top. Some clients feel it's cool. So the only thing that I can think that is related to is that the absorption of the active ingredients underneath, the Enliven Oil and the Hydrate Mask, that absorption action is kind of giving them a cool feeling rather than them feeling the heat of the mask. So, and that is what the purpose of the mask is. So the heat is kind of melting all of the ingredients that are underneath it, melting the warming up the oil and warming up the hydrate mask so that it's better able to be deeply penetrated into the skin for a longer lasting result. And it's also causing a vasodilation. So all of the capillaries are bringing blood to the surface of the skin, which again is better able for allowing absorption of the active ingredients. So the mask will warm up, it will cool down, and it will harden. It will harden like plaster, basically. Then basically what you need to do is once it's gone through its warm up and cool down, which is about 15 to 20 minutes, you just want this client to give a smile, just kind of move their face around a little bit, and you'll be able to easily just sort of rock it and lift it right off. So that's why it's called a hard thermal lift off mask, because it'll just pop right up. And that at that point you want to have a cold towel. So this is a hot, cold treatment. The cold is going to cause a vasoconstriction, which means that now you're constricting, you're sending the blood flow away from that area, and it's causing a vasoconstriction, which is now sealing in all of the benefits of the treatment that you just gave it. So a nice cold towel, it's going to be nice and cool and refreshing. Use that cool towel to just remove any last little bits of residue around the face, which there shouldn't be much, but you can use that to kind of just tidy up. And then you're going to finish the treatment the same way that you would any other facial treatment. So you would want to just tone the skin and then apply your moisturizer, your elixir, or whatever it is that you're going to use to finish. And that's it. So it's fairly straightforward as far as a treatment, but the results are phenomenal. Really, really wonderful results. And like I said, I'm going to try my best to get a live model and demonstration up on YouTube for you as well, just so you can see the mask application. That's really the only part that's a little bit tricky if you've never done a hard thermal lift-off mask. But once you've done it a few times, you'll be a pro. No worries there. And I think that concludes the treatment section of our training videos. So thank you so much for sitting through all of the videos. For those of you who are watching this and require the quiz, please, if you have any questions, if you've been jotting them down this whole time, send me an email, give me a call, ask me any questions that you have before you do your quiz. Once you've done your quiz and it gets sent to me, I will grade it for you, and providing that you've done well on your quiz, I will send you out a certificate of completion of the Face Addiction Training Program. So thank you so much again. My name is Nicole Physico, and I'm so happy to have you part of the Face Addiction Stockist family, and we'll hopefully get to see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye now.